Srimade Ramanujanama Alvaram Permanar Jiyathu Vileshwanam Shri Narayana Yatindra Padapangajada Sartham Shri Ranganath Yatindra Karunekara Sanapatram Namami Satsampradaya Vishaya Pravartakaram Gurum Bharadwajam Mamarthi Vinasha Kalparuksham Kashapanu Sanjatam Narayana Padashram Shivan Narayana Mandeti Shvashivajam Shri Shalajaya Vatran Divakta Guna Nitindra Pranam Mandira Meja Matan Munim Lakshmina Samaramba Nathayamanajamam Asmadacharya Pariyanta Mandi Guru Parambaram Yonithamachat Padam Bajek Munukma Vyamota Stadidrani Trinamin Asmat Guru Bhavata Siddhik Sindhu Ramana Jeshano Shanam Pravade Mata Pitaya Vadestania Vivudi Sarvami Devani Meranam Adeshan Gurvate Vagla Virama Srimat Tadangaram Paramamurtam Udan Sarashamada Patana Srivakti Saragula Shekrivan Bhaktangari Parakali Namashan Shimat Parangusham Pranadosmitam. Wishing you all a happy Thirumazhisai Azhwar thirunakshatram. So, today is an auspicious Thai Makam, the Makara Masa Maka Nakshatram, a very auspicious day on which the fourth Alvar and one of the important Alvar in the Alvar Kramam, his Avatar Dinotsavam, it is today. So, before we go into the Anubhavam, let's start with an Pashuram by Manavala Mamikal on Thirumazhisai Azhwar in his Grandam Upadesha Rathinamali. Tayyil Magam Indre Thariniyor Etram Inda Tayyil Magathakka Chatragindrain Tuyamadi Petra Marisai Piran Pirandanal Indra Nattavargan Kondadum Nal. So, when Mamnigal says about Thirumazhisai Azhwar, he says Tuyamadi Petra. The Thirumazhisai Azhwar who is having a pure heart. So, the reason for this is that Mudala Alvar have established the Paratvam of Sriman Narayana. That is, Sriman Narayana is the Param Purusha that has been established by Mudala Alvars. What is the importance of Thirumazhisai Azhwar is that he has established Devata Antara Paratva Nirjanam. Devatantara Paratva Visarjanam. Devatantara Paratva Visarjanam. That was what established by Thirumazhisai Azhwar. Thirumazhisai Azhwar has established that a Sri Vaishnava shouldn't do Devatantara Bhajanam. So, usually the Sri Vaishnava Lakshanam is that once they have done Sharanagati to Sriman Narayana, it is the responsibility of Sriman Narayana to come and rescue his devotee. We need not do any effort. But why do we do Sriman Narayana Aradhanam in form of Thiruvaradhanam is that because it's our Swarupam. And to pass this time till Sriman Narayana accepts it in a proper way. Other than that, this Thiruvaradhanam is of no use. It doesn't give any palitam. It gives only happiness to Sriman Narayana. It is of no use for Sri Vaishnavas themselves. But it gives happiness to Sriman Narayana, and because we have to celebrate this life given by Sriman Narayana in a proper way, and we don't have any other work to do. But a Sri Vaishnava has to do a proper thing, that he shouldn't do any Devatantara Bhajanam. That's the main core concept of Sri Vaishnava. This may be very controversial, but this is the fact. There are two lines from his passions which establish this concept. One of such thing is Tiruvilla Devarai Therelmin Deva from Tiruchenda Virtham Tiruvadithan Namam Marandum Purandala Mandar. This is the second passion from Nanmagan Tiruvandadi. First passion means that Tiruvilla Devarai, the Devata who doesn't have sambandham with Sri Mahalakshmi Tayar, that is, who is not the husband of Sri Mahalakshmi Tayar, he is not to be considered as Devata, as Paradevata. Tiruvadithan Namam Marandum Purandala Mandar. Once a Sri Vaishnava has done Prapatti to Sriman Narayana, even forgettingly he doesn't go and does Devatantara Bhajanam. These are two main Lakshanams of Sri Vaishnava from Thirumazhisai Azhwar's Pashrams. So let's see into the Charitram. So the life history of Thirumazhisai Azhwar ranges from 2000 years. He has been in this Leela Vibhuti for 2700 years. Is it possible for that, for any person to be at that size? But see, it's completely Perumal's mercy. And he was born in Dwapara Yugam. So all the Mudala Alvas were born in Dwapara Yugam. So according to the Yuga Dharmam, it was possible. He was born to the Bhargava Maharshi and Kanakangi in a place named Thirumazhisai, based on which he got the name Thirumazhisai Azhwar. So Mahisara Kshetram it is called. So there Bhargava Maharshi and he along with his wife was performing Dirgha Satrayagam. So Dirgha Satrayagam is somewhere it ranges through a long distance. It's a Dirgha Satram. So the Yagam goes on for hundreds of years, during which Kanakangi conceived Thirumazhisai Azhwar just as a Pindam. He was born after 12 months, after which, because it was in the form of Pindam, they have left it for Bhumi Pirati. Once the Tirumeni got Sparsham of Bhumi Pirati, he got all the senses. He formed as a proper human baby, and he started crying. Then Sriman Narayana, along with his Avaranams, his Deveris, and everyone, he has shown the Thirumazhisai Azhwar his Swarupam. Then he started crying for a different reason altogether. He started crying for Sriman Narayana himself. So then a passerby, then a woodworker named Thiruvalan and Pangayat Chelvi has taken Thirumazhisai Azhwar along with them and started raising them. This child started to grow, but he didn't take anything because he has got something which is divine and beyond our senses. So then a person from Chaturtha Varnam has come and they saw this baby and overwhelmed, they bought milk for him. They have boiled the milk and bought the milk for this baby, and with a very affection that lady offered this milk to Thirumazhisai Azhwar. Once we offer anything to any Alvar with full consciousness and full bhakti, he tend to accept, though he doesn't accept anything. So that lady became very young at the moment and gave birth to a child. He became similar to Vidura, fully destined into, fully absorbed into Thirumazhisai Azhwar, and he was named Kanikannan. We'll see his story later on. From 7 years to 700 years, Thirumazhisai Azhwar went into many other matams. Bahya matams, Veda Bahya matams like Shankya, Ullukya, Akshatya, Kapila, Patanjala, Kshavana, and many on. And Kudrushtis like Saiva, Mayavada, Nyaya, Vaisheshika, and many so on. And after 700 years, Sriman Narayana has come and blessed Thirumazhisai Azhwar to be with the Swarupam, Swapavayam, Rupam, Avaranam, Ayudam, Mahishis, and everyone, Deveris. He has shown Parampadam and Leela Vibhuti altogether. From then on, he spoke one word. The first word, that is Nanmuganai Narayanan Padaithan, Nanmuganam Tanmuganai Shankarane Padaithan. So, this is the first sentence of the Nanmugan Tiruvandadi, telling that I openly state that Nanmugan or Brahma was born out of the navel of Sriman Narayana, and Brahma created Shankara, Rudra. So this I am telling in Andadi form, and this is a statement which I am passing after seeing all the matams. So there are many Vrittantams, of which we will see a few today now, because it's an extensive Charitram and we are unable to cover everything. So what is mentioned in Ayurapari Guru Parampara Pravavam, we will be discussing that today. Once Rudra and Parvati were going as Rishabharuda in the time of Pradosham. Even today in South India, during Pradosham, it is said that Shiva and Parvati roam on Rishabha. So at that time they saw Thirumazhisai Azhwar not caring of anything, was stitching his rags. So Parvati asked Rudra that they go and meet this Thirumazhisai Azhwar. This shows a Vrittantam how Devatantaram should behave with proper Sri Vaishnava. So Though Rudra told no, eventually he had to budge and he went there, and they both gave Kataksham to Thirumazhisai Azhwar because Thirumazhisai Azhwar didn't care for this. They told, since we are Devatas, when we visit, we should give some varam, that is, we should give some boon to you. Please ask for anything. Then Thirumazhisai Azhwar asked for moksham because he know shastrams. So Rudra told, you know that it's not possible, right? Moksha Michya Janardana is what Shastram says. So that's not possible. Then ask for anything. He asked, can you postpone death? Rudra again told, it's not possible because Mrityu is based on karma. Then Thirumazhisai Azhwar mockingly gave a needle and thread, told to thread the needle. For this, Rudra became very angry due to his tamogunam and he opened his third eye. Thirumazhisai Azhwar also opened his third eye from the right thumb of the foot. So, Rudra eventually accepted the defeat and went and did a namaskaram to Thirumazhisai Azhwar and returned to his abode. And another Vrittantam where a Kechara similar to Yaksha, Kinnara, Kimpurusha, these are a jati of people who are Vayagamis, who go on air. So he wanted to offer Thirumazhisai Azhwar a proper shawl, for which Thirumazhisai Azhwar with his yoga shakti has created a beautiful shawl, golden shawl with diamonds in it, and gave it in return. He wanted to offer a haram. Then Thirumazhisai Azhwar showed his Tulsi Manimala which glowed very brightly, showing that no one can give Sri Vaishnava what he wants. It's because Sri Vaishnava himself is fully contented. So there was a Konkana Siddhan who wanted to give stone named Chintamani. When you touch anything with that stone, it is said that it turns everything into gold. So Thirumazhisai Azhwar as a return gave dust from his ear, showing that this can also turn anything into more valuable than gold. So eventually, during the course of time, Thirumazhisai Azhwar met Mudal Alvars. They together went for Perumal Anubhavam to Thiruvengadam and many other places, and at the last, when he reached Thirumazhisai again, they all parted their ways. So then Thirumazhisai Azhwar reached Thiruvekka, that is Yadadkari Perumal Sannidhi now. The name Yadadkari also came because of Thirumazhisai Azhwar. There, Thirumazhisai Azhwar stayed with Kanikannan and an old lady who used to do kainkariams for them. This lady used to come every day, clean the place and do all the kainkariams for Thirumazhisai Azhwar and Yadadkari Perumal. Seeing this, Thirumazhisai Azhwar was very happy and gave that lady Nityavanam or eternal youth. And once Pallava king came to that area, was captivated by her beauty and took her away as for marriage. That lady also went happily. As time passed, that lady never turned old because she was eternally youth. But the king turned old very early. So king was very worried. Then he asked the secret for her beauty and she told all these things, what all happened. So the king got to know about Kanikannan and called Kanikannan to his court. Because of his Rajasic nature as a king, he asked Kanikannan to sing a song on him, for which Kanikannan refused because he told he wouldn't sing on any other else other than Sriman Narayana and and his Acharya Thirumazhisai Azhwar. So the king, again due to his Rajasic nature, asked Kanikannan to leave the country, Rajya Bahishkaram. He was expelled from this country. Kanikannan silently went to Thirumazhisai Azhwar and said what all happened. Thirumazhisai Azhwar also silently went to that Perumal and asked him to follow them. Perumal also followed silently, folding all the snake and everything on his shoulder. He put everything and went behind this Alvar. Slowly, the Rajyam turned into chaos. The king got to know what happened and he went and begged for mercy of Thirumazhisai Azhwar, for which Thirumazhisai Azhwar also returned favorably, and he requested Perumal to sleep again. So, till now, in Thirunakshatram Perumal Sannidhi, usually Perumal sleeps with his right hand at his head and left hand side of feet. But in Yadodkari Sannidhi, he sleeps in a mirrorical position, that is, towards left hand he rests his head, and right hand he shows Avhana Mudra, calling his devotees, telling that I would give anything for you because I have given everything for Thirumazhisai Azhwar. So, after staying for a long time in Tiruvekka, Thirumazhisai Azhwar wanted to go and do Mangala Sasnam to Kumbakonam, Aravada Perumal. So, he went on a yatra. During that time, he was crossing the village named Perumpuriyur. Over there, he sat on a Thinnai. Thinnai is a place, a courtyard in front of home, in old Tamil homes, where people used to rest for some time. The people who were inside were reciting Vedam. The Brahmanas were reciting Vedam. Seeing Thirumazhisai Azhwar, they stopped reciting Vedam. So after Thirumazhisai Azhwar got to know everything, and he started to go away. At that time, the Veda Panditas forgot where they stopped. Then Thirumazhisai Azhwar, because he was Mayalmana Madilaram Arulapetra Azhwar, that is, the entire Jnanam was given by Srimad Narayana himself. He knew every entire Vedam. So he took a black rice grain. Usually we see white rice, but there are many colors, in which one of the varieties black rice. And he broke it with his nail, indicating Krishnam Vrihi Nam Naka Nirbinnam. So they got to know the Vaibhavam of Thirumazhisai Azhwar, and did Shashtanga Namaskaram to Thirumazhisai Azhwar. Then Perumpuliyur Adigal, because that Perumal over there wanted to see Thirumazhisai Azhwar, and he started rotating in his Garbhagriha. This Perumpuliyur Adigal, they got to know what was happening, and they wanted to bring Thirumazhisai Azhwar and do Sanmanam to him. But few of the stubborn Brahmanas, they are not knowing the Thirumazhisai Azhwar Vaibhavam, they opposed to it, for which Thirumazhisai Azhwar has sang this beautiful song where he says, we can see in this painting, where he says, what is the use of your four hands when you can't show them your Paratvam in me? And what is the use of your Paratvam when you can't enlighten these people? And so on and so forth. Then they got to know the Vaibhavam of Thirumazhisai Azhwar, and they also did Shashtanga Namaskaram. Once Thirumazhisai Azhwar reached Kumbakonam, he left all his palm leaves into the river, and only Namugan Tiruvandadi and Tiruchanda Viruttam has returned to the shore. And when he went to do Mangala Sasnam to Tirukudande Aravadan, he sang a beautiful song saying, Kaveri Kare Kudandayal Kidandaval Elendira Pese. He asked Tirukudande Aravadan Perumal to wake up and speak to Thirumazhisai Azhwar, because he has come from a long distance, so that he can have chit chat with his devotees. For which Tirukudande Aravadan Perumal also started to wake up. Seeing this, Azhwar became very happy and started singing Valikechane. He stopped Perumal from waking up, but was very happy. So till now, Tirukudande Aravadan Perumal stays in Uttanasayanam, that is a state between sleeping and rising up. And since this Vrittantam, Thirumazhisai Azhwar became Thirumazhisai Piran, and Aravadan Perumal became Aravadan Azhwar. So he stayed for his rest of the life, his avataram in Tirukudandai, and attained Parampadam in Tirukudandai itself. Till now we have Thiruvarasu in the streets of Kumbakonam near Chakratalvar Sannidhi. Saying this, these are a very few Leelas and Vaibhavam of Thirumazhisai Azhwar which we could discuss today. But since we are very limited in our resources, we are ending our Vaibhavam over here. Alvar Emirmanar Jiyar Tiruvaleshanam, Shivadeva Rameja Matur Munindra Mahatmane Shriyangavasne Boyat Nitya Sri Nityamangalam, Adiyan Ramanujasam.